Namaskara. In this video, we will learn the Kannada grammar Kaalagalu. Let's begin. Kaalagalu. Kala means tense. In English, you have present tense, past tense, future tense. So the tense in Kannada is called Kala. So there are three types of tenses in Kannada. Bhuta Kala, Vartamana Kala, and Bhavishyat Kala. Bhuta Kala means past tense. Vartamana Kala means present tense. Bhavishyat Kala means future tense. So, before we go into tenses, we need to understand what is Kriya Pada. So, Kriya Pada is nothing but verb. In English, we say verb. In Kannada, we say Kriya Pada. So, Kriya Pada is made of three parts. Okay, the first part is called Kriya Prakruti or Dhatu. What is this Kriya Prakruti or Dhatu? It is nothing but the root form of the verb. The second part is called Kalasuchaka Pratyaya. So, this Kalasuchaka Pratyaya is a suffix which indicates the tense of the verb. So it indicates the verb is in which tense, present tense, past tense or future tense. The third part is akhyata pratyaya. This suffix indicates either the gender, who is doing the action, the verb, the action is performed by whom, male or female, or the action is performed by a single person or multiple people. So, for example, Madu plus the plus nu, Madidanu. Here, Madu is the Kriya Prakruti or the root form of the verb. The is a suffix which indicates the tense. Here, the indicates past tense. Nu is the Akhyata Pratyaya which indicates that the action is done by a male person. So, Madidanu means he did. So, as I told you, Kalasuchaka Pratyaya, there are three Kalasuchaka Pratyaya, the, Utta and Va. The indicates Bhuta Kala, Utta indicates Vartamana Kala, and Va indicates Bhavishyat Kala. The Akhyata Pratyaya, these are some of the Akhyata Pratyayas. Anu, Alu, Itu, E, Enu, Ane, Ale, etc. So Akhyata Pratyaya is nothing but the suffix, the letter which indicates the action is done by male or female or a single person or multiple people. Now we will see how the verb changes when the action is done by different people. He, she, they, I, you, neuter gender object, etc. in simple present tense, simple past tense, and simple future tense. So, let's start Kala for he or she. If the action is done by he, she, or they, how does the verb change in Kannada? So, as you can see, the first column indicates the Kala Suchaka Pratyaya. Second column indicates the Akhyata Pratyaya. Third column indicates the combination of Kala Suchaka and Akhyata Pratyaya. So, the three columns have been written for he. Similarly, three columns have been listed for she and three columns have been listed for they. So, let's see with an example. So, here we are considering the Kriya Prakruti Madu. The root form of the verb is do or Madu. So, if the action is done by a male person, in the past tense, it will be Madidanu. In the present tense, it will be Maduttane. and in the future tense it will be maduvanu. If the action is done by a female person, in the past tense it will be ಮಾಡಿದಳು, in the present tense it will be ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾಳೆ, and in the future tense it will be ಮಾಡುವಳು. And if the action is done by multiple people, then in the past tense it will be ಮಾಡಿದರು, in the present tense it will be ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾರೆ, and in the future tense it will be ಮಾಡುವರು. Now consider one more example. The Kriya Prakriti is nudi, that means speak. So if the root form of the verb ends with e matra, then in present tense and future tense, we add a letter u in between. So let's see with the example. So nudi, for a male person, the past tense it will be nudidanu, present tense ನುಡಿಯುತ್ತಾನೆ, future tense ನುಡಿಯುವನು. For a female person, the past tense will be ನುಡಿದಳು, present tense will be ನುಡಿಯುತ್ತಾಳೆ, and future tense will be ನುಡಿಯುವಳು. And for multiple people, if multiple people are doing the action, the past tense will be ನುಡಿದರು, present tense will be ನುಡಿಯುತ್ತಾರೆ, future tense will be ನುಡಿಯುವರು. So as you can see, in the present tense and future tense, the letter u has been added in between. So if the verb root form of the verb ends with e matra, then the letter u is added in between. Now let's see Kaalagalu for I or and we. So if the action is done by me, then this first column indicates the Kalasuchaka pratyaya, second column indicates the Akhyata pratyaya, third column indicates combination of Kalasuchaka and Akhyata pratyaya for I. And if the action is done by us, here the first column indicates the Kalasuchaka, second column indicates the Akhyata, third column indicates the combination of Kalasuchaka and Akhyata. So let's see with an example. If I am doing an action, for the root verb do or madu, the past tense it will be madidenu, the present tense it will be ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ, and in the future tense it will be ಮಾಡುವೆನು. So if the action is done by us, then past tense it will be ಮಾಡಿದೆವು, present tense it will be ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇವೆ, and future tense it will be ಮಾಡುವೆವು. So as I told you before, if the root verb ends with e matra, then u is added in between for present tense and future tense. So nudi will be ನುಡಿದೆನು, ನುಡಿಯುತ್ತೇನೆ, ನುಡಿಯುವೆನು, if the action is done by me. If the action is done by us, past tense ನುಡಿದೆವು, present tense ನುಡಿಯುತ್ತೇವೆ, and future tense ನುಡಿಯುವೆವು. So now let's see the next case where the action is done by a neuter gender object. So if a neuter gender object does an action, so the Kalasuchaka pratyaya is indicated in the first column, Akhyata pratyaya in the second column, and the combination of Kalasuchaka and Akhyata pratyaya in the third column. Same way, if the action is done by many neuter gender object, then same thing, first column Kalasuchaka, second column Akhyata, and third column combination of Kalasuchaka and Akhyata. So let's see with an example. So the action done by neuter gender object, in the past tense it will be ಮಾಡಿತು, present tense ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ, future tense ಮಾಡುವುದು. If the action is done by many neuter gender objects, so in past tense it will be ಮಾಡಿದವು, in present tense it will be ಮಾಡುತ್ತವೆ, and in future tense it will be ಮಾಡುವುವು. So in this case, if the verb ends with e matra, except the plural past. Okay, except the plural past. In all the other cases, you is added in between. So, nudi, in the past tense it will be nudiyitu, present tense nudiyuttade, and future tense nudiyudu. And the plural form, past tense nudidavu, present tense nudiyuttave, and future tense nudiyuvu. So here, except for the plural past, if the verb ends with e matra, u is added in all the other cases. Now, let's see how the tenses work in the case of the action done by you or you all. First column, Kalasuchaka Pratyaya. Second column, Akhyata Pratyaya. Third column, combination of Kalasuchaka and Akhyata Pratyaya for you. For you all, Kalasuchaka Pratyaya, Akhyata Pratyaya, combination of Kalasuchaka and Akhyata Pratyaya. So, the example, Madu. So, if the action is done by you, in the past tense, it will be Madide. In the present tense, it will be Maduttiye. In the future tense, it will be Maduve. If the action is done by you all, in the past tense, Madidiri, present tense, Maduttiri, and future tense, Maduviri. So, same as the action done by he, she, they. So, in the present and future tense, if the root verb ends with e matra, then you is added in between. So, you for past tense, it will be kudide, present tense kuniyuttiye, future tense kuniyuve. You all for past tense, it will be kunidiri, present tense kuniyuttiri, and future tense kuniyuviri. So, in the present tense and future tense, because the verb is ending with e matra, so it will be kuniyuttiye, kuniyuttiri, kuniyuve, kuniyuviri. So, u is added in between. So, summary of Kaalagalu. So, the first column shows the action is done by whom? He, she, they, I, we, it. Plural of neuter gender, you, you all. This is the Kalasuchaka plus Akhyayit Pratyaya in the past tense and in the present tense and future tense. So, it is very similar. Idanu, idalu, idaru, idenu, idevu, itu, idavu, ide, idiri. Present tense, uttane, uttale, uttare, uttene, utteve, uttade, uttave, uttiye, uttiri. Future tense, vanu, valu, varu, uvenu, uvevu, uvudu, uvu, uve, uviri. So, some of the above rules does not apply to the verbs like tinnu, hogu, baru, nillu, alu, kodu, etc. in past tense. So the rules which I told you here, these rules does not apply for these verbs. Okay. So tinnu becomes tindanu, tindalu, tindaru, tindelu, tindevu, tinditu, tindavu, tinde, tindiri. So similarly, for all these other verbs in past tense, how does it change is listed here. You can go through them. So let's see simple sentences and let's identify in which kala this sentence are. Nanu ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೇನೆ. So, uttene. So, utta indicates that it is Vartamana Kala or present tense. Rama Ata Adidanu. So, here the letter the indicates that it is in Bhuta Kala. And the Akhyata Pratyaya Anu indicates that the action is done by a male. Bekku halu kuditu. So here itu indicates that it is Bhutakala and the action is done by a neuter gender object. Sita hadu haduvalu. The letter V indicates that it is Bhavishya Kala, and the alu, the akhyata pratyaya alu indicates that the action is done by a female. Hasugalu hullu tinnuttave. So here utta indicates that it is present tense, and the letter ve indicates that the action is done by plural neuter gender object. So if you see a verb, so you need to identify what is the Kala Suchaka and Akhyata Pratyaya in it. So by that you can understand whether it is in Bhuta Kala, Vartamana Kala or Bhavishyat Kala, and who is doing an action. If it is done by he, she, they, I, we, you all, etc. So hope this video is clear. If you have any queries, you can drop a comment in the comment box. And the Kala Suchaka Pratyaya, this table, and Akhyata Pratyaya, this table is done based on my understanding of Kaalagalu. In case of any mistakes, please let me know through the comment box. And if you like this video, click on the like button and drop a comment in the comment box. Thank you.